In this video, I'll explain how Rapid Ingress works and how to use its power in your games of Warhammer 40k 10th edition. Rapid Ingress is one of the 11 core stratagems in the Warhammer 40k 10th edition rulebook. This stratagem is used at the end of your opponent's movement phase. You target one of your units in reserve and can deploy it as if it was the reserve step of your own movement phase. The limitation to this stratagem is it cannot be used during the first battle round, unless you have a special rule that lets your unit come down on battle round 1. I will be mentioning the word screen or screening in this video a lot. A screen is when you purposefully position a unit so that no deep striking units can get line of sight or declare a charge onto another friendly unit that is behind your screening unit. Usually screens are made from cheap sacrificial units or units you wouldn't mind getting shot or charged. Firstly, let's talk about how to use Rapid Ingress to secure your primary points. You can use this stratagem to get onto an open objective marker that your opponent hasn't screened out. This will need to be either a durable unit or a unit you can deploy behind a piece of line of sight blocking terrain. Take note of any indirect weapons your opponent has while assessing if this is the right tactic to use. Since indirect weapons do not need line of sight, your unit may take too much damage to be useful on your following turn. Think about units with the lone operative ability, which makes them only targetable within 12 inches, and the deep strike ability. These units can be ingressed onto an objective, then be ineligible to be shot. Now we are getting into what I think is the most powerful type of ingress, the combat ingress. This is where you take a solid melee or shooting unit, often a durable unit, in reserves, and rapid ingress it into a safe position, but be able to threaten a large area of the board with either a move and charge or a move and shoot on your following turn. This can swing games heavily in your favour. Imagine 6 custodian wardens appearing 12 inches away and behind a building from your Space Marine desolators. You could screen them out from the 12-inch deep strike charge, but now if the custodians just walk 6 inches, they have a 6-inch charge onto your desolators. A large swing like this could be the pivotal moment from one player being in control of a game to significantly losing. If your meta has a lot of indirect at the moment, and you don't want to risk your unit not surviving the coming shooting phase, you can place a unit into a transport, then place that transport in reserves. Remember that only 500 points of your list can be placed into strategic reserves. This does two things. Gives your unit an additional 3-inch disembark move from the vehicle on your turn if the transport survives, and gives the unit added durability as you can position the transport out of line of sight of your opponent's anti-tank firepower, and most indirect can't kill a transport and the models inside in one turn. This is also known as activation locking your opponent, as they only have so many activations that can target your unit, in this case the transport. The final way I would use a Rapid Ingress is to gain a positional advantage over your opponent. This is the hardest way to learn how to use a Rapid Ingress, but it's still very strong. Firstly, you can use it to bring your support character that may have otherwise died if it had stayed on the board. Rapid Ingress it in, and then you gain the support benefits in your turn, and you've had no risk to losing your command unit. Units like Space Marine Inceptors are also brilliant for Rapid Ingress plays, as they can deep strike 3 inches away natively. This also applies to the Rapid Ingress. Be careful not to use Rapid Ingress too aggressively and get your own models killed for no reason. Ensure you either have a safe place to Rapid Ingress or be able to withstand your opponent's firepower. It is fine if you had planned to Rapid Ingress a unit and then decided that it is no longer actually a good plan and just deep strike it normally. So what can you do to stop Rapid Ingress being used against you? You can always keep them in mind when you are thinking about screening your opponent. Are you leaving an obvious place for them to ingress in, and change your game plan accordingly to account for this? Sometimes it is worth it to overscreen on your turn 3, just so your opponent cannot gain an advantage. I would encourage you all to try Rapid Ingress now in your games of Warhammer 40k, and let me know what I missed, how you like to use Rapid Ingress yourself, what units you think are really strong to use Rapid Ingress on, all those things. Send them down in the comment section below. I'd love to read them and learn with you guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and share this to any of your friends that haven't used Rapid Ingress yet in their games of Warhammer 40k.